Left hand high, Bill.
The kid in the blue tank top is Billy Ham, a name to remember. At just 10 years of age, he already has the poise and skill of a fighter way beyond his years.
Center for a second, John, as long as you're close enough to get hit. Keep moving your head. Right back, John. Right back with that left jab. Too far away. Left hand high when you're on the right. And high, Bill.
Billy's part of the Catskill New York Boxing Club, a club some say has the best youth boxing program in the country. Here, boys from age 10 to 20 have had a fire lit underneath them by a 73-year-old living legend named Cus D'Amato, the former trainer of heavyweight champion Floyd Patterson. After retiring 8 years ago, Cus started taking troubled kids from disadvantaged backgrounds and teaching them much more than how to punch. Cus teaches how to succeed in life through discipline, education, and hard work.
As you can see, 2 black belt students on either side of him can easily pick him up off the ground. But look what happens when he doesn't want them to. Now he will go one step further for an even more dramatic demonstration. He will withstand the combined strength of 2 men using only his little finger.
Now, these things on the table there will help us prove Bill's lightning speed. You'll notice that one stubby .38 goes in his left pocket, while his regular police special is placed in a holster by Bill design. Practice volley into the ground. We call on Officer Frank Anthony to give us a hand. The instructions are very simple. The minute you see Bill move, you sound the horn before he can draw and fire. Now watch what happens. Is that too fast for you to follow? Now watch that same action again as the slow motion camera saw it. There's a fatal interval there between the shot and the horn. Now, experts might say that the horn is different from a pistol grip. So, here's another Los Angeles police officer, Sergeant Walter Stark, with a pistol. This time, Bill Jordan's in the hands-up position. That's a quick draw that experts say would best beat even the desperados of the Old West. In addition to sheer speed, Bill also relies on surprise and deception. Remember that other gun he placed in his left pocket? Watch this. 2 shots before Stark could react. Now that in slow motion. Bill drew left-handed. He changed gun hands. He fired once and tied with Stark on the second shot. Now notice this bottle reaches the ground in a fraction of a second after it leaves my hand. Now this is talcum powder I put in an ordinary soft drink bottle. And Bill Jordan will drop it from waist high, draw with the same hand, and shoot and break it before it can reach the ground. Amazing. Now, again in slow motion.
The view from the top, like looking out a 4th-story window. And down there, just that tiny single wheel. Dennis says getting started is the tough part of the act. That and the wind. He began riding one-wheelers at 13. At 22, he's sitting on top of the world's height record for unicycles. Now, everything about Dennis and his equipment has to function perfectly. There is no margin for error. It is life or death.
You nervous?
Nah.
Now, Dennis Frizzoli and the Tower of Death.
How does it feel?
All right.
This stunt is so hazardous, the Guinness Book of World Records has refused to recognize Dennis. They say the ride is too dangerous, since no safety equipment is used.
To our knowledge, no one has ever performed in this manner before, skating always on her toes, the first true ballerina on ice. Darlene's still developing her new art, feels that she has a long way to go, but already she can do every standard figure except the jump. Remember, unlike ballet dancers, she can never come down off her toes. It took a lot of painful effort to perfect this. The backward glide on one toe now, a far greater problem of balance than for ordinary figure skating. Toes turned out. I'm sure you'll agree that Darlene has come a long way in her ambition to become a professional toe skater. The stationary spin on the tip of one toe. Out of the spin now. Try just standing on one toe in that difficult position. Slow ball. The fast ball. Passes it for the 7. And there goes the 10. Well, now watch this absolutely phenomenal crossover. Past the obstacles and got them. Next, 3 balls simultaneously catching 5, 7, and 10. Number 1, 2, and 3. And finally to the next alley for that corridor shot. Now remember, these pins are placed little more than a ball apart. And he's aiming only for the 7 pin. That's the very last one there on the left. Well, that's real control magic. Well, now for the final exhibition. Andy says that it's taken about 49 years of practice in bowling to accomplish this one. Andy will attempt to get 8 pins on 3 different alleys with 1 ball. Now, he rolls the ball down the center alley, striking the 2 and 3 pins. Now, the number 2 pin jumps over the left alley and strikes the number 7 pin. And the 3 pin jumps over to the right alley, striking the 10 pin. And the ball continues on through, striking down the 7, 8, 9, and 10. Andy's asked me to tell you that in order to make this shot possible, these pins are slightly out of position, but only slightly. Nope, not that time, but he'll try again. And don't miss this, because if he is successful, you'll probably never see this again anywhere.
Would you turn a little this way? There. Turn around. It is not going down the back in any way. Around this side. And to the front. Thank you. That, of course, would convince me. Perhaps you still have a skeptical mind out there. And so from the kitchen, we have an implement here that appealed to me. All of you housewives will know that there's no place in the world for that handle to go except down the throat of Miss Pike. Will you please? Thank you. And now, just for a final clincher, this you could not possibly doubt. Miss Pike is the only sword swallower, male or female, in the entire world, who inserts down her throat a blade and bends that blade while it is in her throat. Watch closely, if you please.
Rich, the term kung fu actually means a person who is talented in his field, but it's never been more evident than in these amazing feats of mind over matter you're about to see here in Taiwan. We begin with this man's unbelievable attempt to burst steel wires with nothing more than his breath, his bare skin, and intense concentration. The wires are wrapped around his chest and twisted until they bite deeply into his skin. Now, an untrained person trying this could suffer severe cuts or even broken ribs, so kids, don't try it. And now, hold your breath and watch. And now the question is, how much force can be exerted in a single blow using only the heel of your hand? Watch. Now for the ultimate test of a man's ability to endure pain and risk serious injury. All of these kung fu demonstrations show the inner power and concentration that enables its practitioners to summon almost superhuman strength to any task. And now, even this test of a man's endurance of pain will be pushed to its limits. The Kung Fu masters speak of meditation, breath control, and the power of life force known as Qi. It's a very convincing demonstration of mind over matter. Slim is really pumped up. He's ready for his next feat. He places a set of chains at his feet and begins wrapping his waist and his wrists and his chest with chains strong enough to pull a car. He begins to pull. He'll break 2 chains attached to his waist and a pair attached to each wrist. And now, by just expanding his chest, Slim should be able to break the last chain. Success! Well, now for his finale, Slim opens his custom-made felt-lined case and removes his 2 most beloved hammers. One of them he's had since cutting stone at the quarry. Amazingly, he begins to add even more weight to the hammerheads. 56 pounds rest at the ends of these 31-inch handles. What Slim will first do is lift the heads off their pad while holding the handles stationary. Now, it looks deceptively simple, but not even Mr. America can do this stunt. Slim's hands serve as the lever in this situation, which give him virtually no mechanical advantage. When he lifts this 56 pounds, he'll be exerting 1,736 inch-pounds of torque on his wrists.
My hammers are so close to me. I had them before I had my wife, my children. I intend to hold on to them. I intend to have my hammers buried with me.
Fuquay's no dummy. He makes a good living from doing absolutely nothing. You see, Bill is a live mannequin holding the Guinness World Record for remaining motionless for 8 hours. Bill calls himself a mechanical fashioneer.
Bill's unusual career was launched at an early age. He was only 14 when someone hired him to stand still, and the rest is mannequin history.
This type of an act entails a lot of concentration. You have to place mind over matter and make yourself available to tell yourself that no, this doesn't itch, or no, that isn't funny.
As far as the training goes, Bill modestly says there's nothing to it. But he does have to go without food and water for long periods of time, and that takes a lot of discipline.
Concentration is most of it. A lot of people think that it involves hypnosis or a trance, and it doesn't.
It's not easy to do nothing for hours on end. Bill has to blink about every 41 minutes. Other than that, the only thing he can do is breathe. Nobody can make Bill laugh or break his expression. Or can they?
Bill likes a challenge, and so does you asked for it. So, with his permission, we're going to see if anything can break his concentration.
How long did you train for this?
He's cute.
Smithers, the pie you ordered.
Just when he has the crowd buzzing over whether or not he's real, Bill goes into his mechanical man routine.
All day? Don't your eyes hurt?
This time, he's got his gun, and boy, he's shooting. He shot his horse. More steam. It's a long train. Here's the best part. And there she goes. Cops, cops, cops. This looks like a good place. Let's give it a try. Boy, that's really piggish.